Thank you for continuing to send your questions in and sending me your biggest sewing challenge. You can ask your question by joining the mailing list, which is in the description down below. The link is there. So Amelia says, I struggle with not slowing down. Once I start a project, or even just get a project in my mind, I have a hard time letting it percolate, savouring the process and going slowly. Rather than tackle a bit each day, I'll marathon sew for hours and hours and not pay close attention to details because I feel like I need to finish. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does make sense, Amelia. How do you slow down when you feel like you've got to marathon sew and get it finished? And I'm not talking about deadlines here. I'm talking about just generally. How do you just slow down and do a great job instead of rushing through it? Amelia talked about that need to finish, that feeling that you need to finish it. Does the project only have value if it's finished? Think about the joy of having a work in progress, the process of where a project is becoming. That I find it fascinating to watch a project coming together. I might cut the pattern, cut out the fabric, start to sew the pieces together. And there's this magical moment where it stops being some pieces of fabric sewn together and starts being a dress or a jacket or whatever it is you're making. There's this weird moment that I can't quite put my finger on. When did it stop being some pieces of fabric and when did it start being a dress that's nearly finished? It fascinates me. Enjoy the process of becoming. Enjoy watching it grow. Anybody who's a gardener will know that it's a hobby that teaches you patience as you have to watch things develop. Think of it as a pregnancy. It's a creative pregnancy. Any baby takes a while to gestate. Enjoy the pregnancy. It can let it become at its own rate. Let it become gradually, because the more time it takes, the better it will be when it's done. You know, a premature baby isn't going to be as strong as a baby that goes to full term. A premature baby requires a lot of support to keep it going and to let it develop and let it be ready to be out in the world on its own. So don't let your projects be premature. Enjoy the pregnancy, let them come to fruition in their own time. If you're afraid that you're going to stop working on it because, you know, you might be rushing through it because you're afraid that if you stop that you won't start again. But I think it's worth taking that creative risk, because sometimes things do stop for a while, need a while for you to think about them or to come up with a new solution, and then they start again. Let yourself take the risk of taking it slow and letting it develop, and your project will be all the better for it when it's done if you let it take its time. Let it rise. Pick a metaphor: gardening, baking, babies. Let it develop in its own time. Don't be opening the oven and checking. Let it be done in its own time.